so the recording has begun. I want to say a special welcome to everyone. This is day 2, week 10. Again, day 2, week 10 in our journey together. And we will continue in our journey through these papers. We'll begin with this particular question. Question number 12. The question number 12. Remember, write down the question for me. And when I provide the solution, please please send the picture of it to me via WhatsApp. All right.
How long does the class do for?
I think someone's trying to say something.
How long does the class be on for?
Oh, okay. We start at 6 and we end at 9 p.m. From 6 to 9. All right. Right. So this is the question that we're on. So let me put it on the screen. All right. So the question states the following: write 7/8 as a fraction. Write 7/8 as a fraction. So how are we going to write that? Anyone know? Anyone have any idea? What is 7/8 as a fraction? Anyone? What is 7/8 as a fraction? No one knows? Or you're shy tonight? Again, what is 7/8 as a fraction? Seven eighths. Let's go, people.
7/8.
7 over 8. Very good. So 7/8 written as a fraction is simply 7/8. Good. Now write or express 3½ as an improper fraction. Okay, so how are we going to do that?
Multiply 3 times 2 and add the 1, 7 over 2.
Okay, so we have, thank you, Keisha. So we have 3 and 1 over 2, and we want to convert that into a proper fraction. The first thing that we do is, sorry, let me allow these people to come in. Okay, good. So the first thing that we do is that we multiply what?
3 times 2.
Multiply the 3 times the 2, and then we what? Have to add 1, right? So we say 3 times 2, which is what?
6.
What is 3 times 2? 6. Plus 1 is what?
7.
What is 6 plus 1? What is 6 plus 1?
7.
7. All right, and so this becomes 7. We keep the denominator, so 7 over 2. Okay, so 3 and 1 over 2 is equal to 7 over 2. My apologies, this thing is, I write it too high, right? So let me bring that down. So 7 over 2. So, and this is an improper fraction. Why is it an improper fraction?
Because the numerator is bigger than the denominator.
Very good, because the numerator, the number on top, is bigger than the number on the bottom. So we call it an improper fraction. So write that down, take a picture of it, and send it to me, please. Okay, so we just have these two. 7 over 8 as a fraction, which is simply 7 over 8, and 3 and 1 over 2 as an improper fraction. That's 3 and 1 over 2. We multiply 3 by the 2, they give us 6, and we add the 1, that gives us 7. So it's 7 over 2. Remember that as you enter, please place here or present to indicate that you are here. And for this first question, write it down quickly and send the photos to me. Thank you, Miss Sanders, for the photo. Right. Thank you, Miss Olisha Reckley, for the photo. Okay, so let's continue with the rest of the questions. The question says, now we want to add 7/8 and 3/2. Sorry, we want to add 7/8 and 3 and 1/2. So again, we want to add 7/8 and 3 and 1/2. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we have to take 7/8. We know 7/8 is a fraction. It's 7/8. And we want to add it to 3 and 1/2. So it's going to be equal to, someone is going to join. Let me give them opportunity to join. Destiny. So it's going to be equal to 7/8. We bring that down again to 7/8 plus 3 and 1/2. What did we find that is equal to?
Seven over 2.
Yes, 7/2. When we convert it into our mix, when we convert it into improper fraction, because we just simply multiply the 3 by the 2 and add the 1. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7, so 7/2. Now here we need to find the lowest common multiple between 2 and 8. So if we were to list out the multiples of 2, it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. If we list out the multiples of 8, we have 8, 16. Help me out, someone. With 8 times 3.
That's not confused.
Yes, ma'am.
24.
24. Very good. And 8 times 4 is
32.
32. Very good. And so we continue. All right. Now, based on this, what is the lowest common multiple between the two?
8.
8.
8. Very good. So 8 is the lowest common multiple between the two. So that means that our denominator, our common denominator, is going to be what?
8.
8. And so we ask ourselves the question, what times 2 gives us 8?
4.
4. Very good. And whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. So what is 7 times 4? What is 7 times 4?
28.
28. Good. So what times 8 gives us 8? What times 8 gives us 8? 1. Very good. And what times 7 gives us, I mean, whatever you do to the bottom, we do to the top. So we must do times 1. So 1 times 7 is
7.
7. All right, and so we add here. What is 7 plus 28?
35.
35. So the answer is 35/8. Now, they didn't say that we must convert it to a mixed number, but I still gonna convert it to a mixed number. So the answer is 35 over 8, but we want to convert that into a mixed number. And so we have to divide, right? So 8 goes into 35 how much times?
4.
4, yes. 8 times 4 is
32.
32. 35 minus 32 is what? 5 minus 2 is 3.
3.
So that means that our whole number is going to be what?
4 and 3 over 8.
Yeah, 4. So our whole number, our numerator is going to be 3. So numerator.
And the denominator is 8.
And the denominator is 8. So 3 over 8. So 4 and 3 over 8 is our answer. Any questions on this?
No, sir.
Okay. So write that down for me and send a picture of it to me on WhatsApp so that I can see that you're following along. All right, take a picture of that for me, please. I mean, not sorry, write the notes and take a picture of it for me, please. One moment. All right, so the answer here is 4 and 3 over 8. Any questions for this? That's straightforward. Any questions? No? Okay, that's good. Make sure watch carefully. This is 35 over 8, not 35 over 4. All right, next up, we're going to go to, yes, we're going to look at this question. This is supposed to be familiar to us. And the question states the following. Linda is paid $12.40 per hour for the first 36 hours of regular work week. Excuse me. Overtime is paid at time and a half. This week she worked 42 hours. Calculate her earnings for the regular 6 hours work. And then they want us to calculate for 1 hour overtime. So let's do this. So write down the question for me, please. And then write down the solution that I provide. And then send the photo. Alright, so the question states the following. Linda is paid $12.40. We know that. So she's paid $12.40 per hour. Alright, so every hour she's going to be paid $12.40, but that's within the 36 hours of regular work. Alright, so within the 36-hour regular work week, she's paid $12.40 every hour. Now, overtime is paid at time and a half. Right, time and a half. That's what overtime is paid at. Now, this week she worked for 42 hours. The question states now, calculate her earnings for the regular 36 hours work. So how are we going to answer this question? How are we going to figure out her earnings? Multiply.
36.
Multiply what?
12.12 times 3.
Times what?
Hold on.
$12.40 multiplied by what?
36 hours.
36, yes. All right, Nancy, did you get the video?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Yeah. You don't acknowledge me when I do good, but when I do bad, you're quick.
No, you know I encourage you both ways, man. I keep you on your toes.
I keep you on my. I know. I know. All right,
It's
440.
so weird, Miss Petite. I saw you today. I just didn't hail you, but I saw you.
You saw me and you inhaled me? Wow. Wow.
I saw you, but you're too far. So
Oh, wow. When you went say,
I don't
hey,
want to scream.
where though?
You were at Wendy's
I had a
today,
feeling.
and you walked from your car, and I guess I just walked from your car all the way. I was sitting in the car. I didn't want to get out, so I was like,
See?
I'm just gonna walk past.
Wow. That's so small, boy. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so $446.40. So I was leaving and the lady said, where you going? I say on a Wendy's. She said, all I want is apple pie. I was like, you serious? She said, yeah. I said, okay. Uh yeah. Good colleagues at work, mom. Um 36 hours work. So $446.40. Um that's what she get for her regular work week. Alright, for 1 week of work. Now for 1 hour overtime, how much does she get? So for 1 hour overtime, how much does she get? Can anyone tell me how much would she get for 1 hour?
$6.20.
You sure? How did we get
She
that?
she would get
You said half, right?
Be careful. Time and a half. All right. Now remember, can anyone remember what we do when we have overtime at time and a half? What
you would put in the you put in the hourly rate and you times it by 1.5.
yes. So it's gonna be $12.40, whatever she get for hour, multiplied by 1.5.
Which would be 18.6.
So $12.40 multiplied by 1.5 because it's a time and a half. And so you can look at that time as 1, and you can look at the half as the 0.5. Okay. And so since it's a time and a half, it's going to be 1.5. So $12.40 times 1.5 is going to be what?
18.6.
18.6. So $18 and
60 cents.
60 cents. $18.60 is the correct answer. Alright, so take this down for me and send a photo of it so that I can know that you're following along. So for 36 hours of regular work, she is going to get $446.40, and we got that by multiplying the 1240 by the 36. And for 1 hour of overtime, she gets $18.60, and we got that by multiplying 1240 by 1.5. Now, what if it to say double time? What if it say double time? What would we do? If it said double time,
Times it by 2.
we times it by 2. Very good. What if it did say time and a quarter?
Times it by 1.25.
Yes, we would times it by 1.25.
This on Google Meets, right?
Yes, this is.
What the code like is? I mean, the code grid is.
No, you don't need no code. This is fine. You need no code.
Because I trying to get on my laptop.
Or you're trying to get your laptop, you need the link then.
Yes, sir.
You need the link. I'll send you the link on your WhatsApp then.
Yeah.
Alright. So send a picture of this to me. Or you could check your the email, you know. I sent it to your email as well. So if you could log on to that email, you'll find it. I also sent it to your WhatsApp just now. Alright, so take this down. Give me 1 minute. I come right back. Alright, so let's continue with the question. Alright. Alright, so the question says calculate now her total earnings for the week. Now, how would we figure out her total earnings for the week?
The 446.40 and
Add
cents.
446.40 cents plus $18.60.
Is that correct?
You said her total earnings for the week.
Her total earnings for the week.
First we would times 18.6 times the amount of hours she worked overtime.
Yes.
And after we get overtime, we would add it to the regular pay per week, and then we get her total week pay.
Yes. So we have to be careful because remember that she worked 46 hours. Okay. Now, 42 rather. The question says, if we look carefully, she worked 42 hours. Okay. She worked 42 hours. Now, from that 42 hours, 36 is regular and the rest is overtime. Okay, so we have to take the 42. We know the 42, right? And we have to minus it by, to subtract it by 36. So we know that from the 42, 36 was regular hours, right? Right.
6 extra.
6 extra hours. Very good. So 36 was regular hours for that week. And then we know that 6 hours, because 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So we know that 6 hours was what? Overtime hours, right? So we know what she get, how much she got paid for the regular hours. How much was that?
4.4.
That was, we got 446.40.
And 63.
Yeah, $446 and 40 cents. That was regular hours. Now overtime hours, we gotta be careful. That's gonna be what? We know that
$18.60.
that's gonna be $18.60 times what?
6.
Times 6. Very good. Multiplied by 6. Okay? And that's gonna give us how much she got for overtime because she worked 6 hours overtime. It's gonna be $18.60 multiplied by 60. Sorry, multiplied. $18.60 multiplied by 6. So that's gonna be
111.6. 111.6.
111.6. Alright. Okay, so what total earnings? Is gonna be the amount that she got for regular hours, which is $446.40 plus $18.60. That's gonna be equal to
5585.
456.
no, not
$460.
18, not 1860. My apologies.
Okay, 5,
100,
and then
111. Sorry.
558.
Okay, and I should put 60. So if we add them,
558.
exactly, we get exactly $558. So our total earnings for the week is going to be $558. All right, so write down the question for me as well as the answer. Again, write down the question along with the answer. Thank you, Miss Saunders. Thank you, Reckley. Thank you, Jacqueline Bodie. Thank you, Michaela. Michaela Maki. How are you?
I'm good.
I haven't heard from you in a while. You ducking me, man. Is that true?
No,
No? You sure you ain't ducking me?
I'm sure.
All right. Okay, good. I I'm satisfied. That's good. I ain't gonna cry no more. All right. So next up is these ones are pretty simple. So the continuation of the question states the following. It says that last week, Linda's total earnings were $465. The employee national insurance contribution was 3.4% of her total earnings. Calculate her national insurance contribution for last week. Okay, so write down the question for me along with the work solution. Again, last week, Linda's total earnings were $465. The employee national insurance contribution was 3.4% of the total earnings. Calculate her national insurance contribution for last week. Okay, so how are we gonna do this?
You would put, moving the screen a bit.
Go ahead.
Okay, you would put 3.4 over 100, and you would times it by her total earnings
Oh,
to
okay,
get a national contribution.
very good. So we know that her national insurance contribution was 3.4% of her total earnings. And her total earnings was indeed $465. So 3.4%, we know that of means multiply. So it's going to be 3.4% times her total earnings, which was not x, times operations times what was the earnings? 465. And so if we were to do the math here, this would be equal to 3.4 divided by 100 multiplied by 465 over 1. So 3.4 times 465 is
You say 3.4 times 465?
yes,
1,581.
Very good. 1,581. And what is 100 multiplied by 1?
100.
100. Very good. Give me one moment. Give me 1 moment, please.
Alright.
All right. So when we divide it, we get what?
18 point,
18.
I mean, 15, sorry, 0.81.
Right, 15.81. So $15.81, right? Now, there's an easy way to think of it because we divide by 100. So we have 1581. And so basically all we're doing is moving the decimal place twice to the left. So it's going to be 1, 2. Okay? So it's going to be 15.81. All right? And so that's the correct answer here. The total earnings, sorry, her national insurance contribution for that week was $15.81.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to pass my Bgcse, right? But I just come from a long day of school. I really have to be on here until 9 o'clock.
Well, you have to speak to your parent about that. Ask her. She might tell you to knock off at 8. All right? All right. Okay, so next up we have
Can you go back on the question?
the problem.
I have it.
Okay, the problem. So what is our net earnings? Okay, what do we mean by net earnings?
The amount the amount she's taking home.
The amount that
She profit off it.
the amount that
She's taking and what she can see.
yes, the amount that she takes home, you could say that. I like that idea. Or you could basically say the amount that she has after all expenses are paid. Okay.
A profit.
Yeah, some like a profit. You could basically think of it as a profit, but net earnings, by definition, is the amount of funds left over after all expenses are paid. Okay, so the only expense that she had basically was that she had from, we could say, expenses or deductions. So So the only expense that she had really was the national insurance contribution, and so we have to take, so our net earnings is going to be a total earnings minus an NIB contribution. Our total earnings was 465. We minus that from my NIB contribution, which is $15.81. So when we subtract it, we get what?
You get $449.19.
We get 465 minus 1581. It's going to be 449 and 19 cents, right?
Yes, so.
Okay. Jonathan, all right, so let's continue. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the next question deals with.
Can you go back on the question?
No problem. You know what? Before I move on to that, I know Ricardo, you're gonna kill me, right? You're gonna hang me, right?
Huh?
I said you're gonna hang me.
Why?
Yesterday.
We can talk about that later.
So we can talk about it. You sure you want to do it now? One time?
You want to tell me? Oh.
All right, let me WhatsApp you. Yeah, I didn't see the call until after 10. All right, so total earnings.
This class is BJC or Bgcse?
Both of them. So. Oh, you don't really get that yet?
This was BJC or Bgcse?
What, this question?
This class.
I have it.
All right, good. No problem.
Pardon?
I said both. Okay, so the next question is so we're dealing with a circular pool, and we know this one always comes on your exam. And so, can anyone remember the area of our circle, the formula?
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared. Very good. Sure, you have a formula sheet in front of you?
No.
Go ahead.
I did the
You what?
I did the same thing as Bgcse. Same question.
Can be serious?
I serious.
Okay, all right. All right, so that means that you should be able to help us with the answers there. Okay, so we know that.
I don't know how to do this.
You say you know? Okay, that's good.
I said I don't know how to do this.
You don't know? Okay, good. That's why we all had to learn, right? So it says a circular pool was built in a rectangular playground. So calculate the area of the pool. Okay, so the pool is a circular pool, right? The pool is a circular pool, so that means that we need to figure out the area of the circle. Okay, it's a circular pool, so we need to figure out what the area of the circle is. All right. So what would be the area of the circle? Remember that area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. So that means that area of this pool, area of circular pool,
Mr. Petit,
okay.
I have a question. Why do you use 3? That had to be a mistake, right?
No, not a mistake. Sometimes they do. So, you go on and use 3.14.
I was writing it until I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good one. That's a good observation, right? They say, hey, I use pi as 3. When I saw that, I was a bit, taken back too, but I'm like, whatever they say, use. Right? That's an important rule.
Kind of happy I have decimals.
Yeah, that's the good thing, right? So area of circular pool is going to be equal to, we know, pi times r squared. Okay. Now r is, we know, r equals to, well, first of all, let's do it pi. Pi is equal to 3, like they tell us. And the radius, r, which equals to the radius. Okay, r is just the radius. The radius is half the diameter, or half the length of the circle from end to end. So the radius is going to be the same length, 4 meters. And so the radius is 4 meters, so 4 meters. And so pi r squared equals to, can someone help me?
3 times
3, right? Times what?
times 4 squared.
4 times 4 meters squared. Now, what is 4 squared?
16. 16.
How do you get 16?
4 times 4 times 4.
4 times 4, so it's going to be 16. Yeah, so 16 squared. Now, what is 3 times 16?
48.
48.
48? 48 meters squared. Okay, so the correct answer is 48. Any questions on this?
Don't take it off.
Let me just allow this person to come in.
I have it.
About. Okay, good. Take the time to take the register. Okay, let me go back to the question. So please write down the question and the answer along with the working that we gave. Remember that the area of a circular pool is going to be equal to pi r squared, where pi is 3, r is 4, and we want to square that, so it's going to be 4 squared. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16, so it's going to be 3 times 16, and 3 times 16 is definitely 48. Alright. Okay, so next up is, now we want the area of this rectangular playground. So calculate the area of the playground. Okay, so if we go back to this picture, we need to figure out what the area of the playground. Now the playground is what shape? What's the shape of this playground? What's the shape of the playground? Hello, can y'all hear me?
Rectangle.
Say it again.
48.
The shape.
48.
The shape of the playground.
Rectangle.
It's a rectangle because we have one side, then we have the next side. With the next side, it's a four-sided figure, and these lengths are not equal to each other. This is 8 meters, and this is, 6.4, and so it's a rectangle because these two sides are not equal. But this side is definitely equal to this side, and this side over here is definitely equal to this side over there. So it's a rectangle. Now, what is the area of a rectangle by definition?
2 pi r.
Say it again.
2 pi r.
Area of a rectangle? The area of a rectangle, Miss Nancy.
Oh, sorry, a rectangle.
Not the circumference of a circle. So area of a rectangle is what?
48.
No, the area of a rectangle. What's the formula for area of a rectangle? What? Hello? Anyone here?
Length times width.
Length times width. Very good.
Yes.
Y'all had me scared for a moment. I'm like, what?
Sorry, I got confused with the question. I don't know when to use them, and I just gotta remember.
Yeah, rectangle. Right? You deal with a rectangle, right? So the area of a rectangle is going to be equal to length times width. Okay, so we cannot forget that. Cannot forget our formulas. Especially my Bgcse students, because y'all don't have the formulas given to you on an exam, so you have to memorize it. Okay, you have to memorize it. Alfano. I think that's Alfano. I was just showing, right? Alfano. Yes, sir. Okay, so yeah, so it's gonna be length times width. So it's gonna be length times width. L times W. And so it's gonna be equal to 8 meters multiplied by 6.4 meters. Eight meters multiplied by 6.4 meters. What's that?
51.2 cm squared.
51.2 meters squared. Okay. And so that's it. Yes, ma'am.
So I was supposed to ask you, do you want me answering these questions when you wanted your Bgcse students to?
No, good. I'll still answer because Miss Cooper is not here, so so I need some interaction. Ha! Interested, right? She can live along, She can live along. Hello, Miss Cooper.
Okay.
What happened tonight? You tried Bgcse. Huh?
Sorry.
Sorry? Go ahead.
I was asking if you could leave it there because I had to step up for a second.
About like
So
I leave it out. Miss Cooper, you alright?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Okay.
So you told me that I could relax, right?
I don't know, Miss Cooper. I don't know what happened to Miss Cooper these days.
She here, so I good.
Miss Cooper, we just was talking about you. Just now. Good things, though. Alright.
okay.
You good? Alright. Okay, so let's continue. Alright, so calculate the area of the surrounding pool. Alright, so the area of the surrounding pool. Calculate the area of the surrounding pool. So if you let's look back at this diagram, so as to get an idea of what's happening. So here we have. Let me just show you what's happening here, so we get an idea of what's happening. Look, here we have the pool. Okay, this is the pool, but we want to figure what is the area of this, the ground surrounding the pool. Okay, that's what we're trying to figure out. This
Subtraction.
we have to subtract, right? Subtract what?
The 51.2 to the 48 is squared.
Very good. So we have to subtract the bigger area, this area, the area of the whole thing. So this 51.2 represents the area of, let me just show you. So this 51.2 represents the area of, so let's say we have this and everything. 51.2 represents this entire thing, the area of the whole thing. That's what the 51.2 that we just figure out represents. Okay. Now before that we had to determine the area of the circular pool, and we found that the area of the circular pool is just equal to how much? That was how much? That was 48, right? Okay, so in order to figure out what is the area of the thing, surrounding, right? The area of the surrounding stuff that surrounds the pool, we have to take away we have to subtract 48, which is this pool. We have to subtract it away from the area of the total. All right, so we basically have to take the area of the pool away, take that away, right? And if we take that away, then we'll just be left with what's on the outside of the pool. So you have to take that away from the total, okay? And so that's the idea. To remove the area of the circular pool from the area of the total thing. And if we remove that, we'll just be left with the area that's inside, right? The area that surrounds the pool. Okay, so 51.2. The area of the ground surrounding it is going to be 51.2 meters squared minus 48 meters squared. It's going to be equal to what? It's going to be equal to what? (51.2) minus 48 is what?
32.
Close.
3.2.
3.2. 3.2. 3.2 meters squared. Okay, so that's how we do it. 3.2 meters squared.
If you don't write the square, would you get marks off?
Well, the good thing is that for this particular one, they write it in for you. Okay? So in this particular question, you don't have to put it down. You just have to put your answer. So you put your answer 3.2L, right? Because they already have it for you. And I guess the reason why they did
Good.
it is
So in a place where they don't have it, would they take marks off?
yeah, sure. Yeah, you need to have your units, especially for area and stuff. Area, volume, you need to have your units. All right, those stuff matter in those situations. Okay, so make sure do it. Now, if they are lenient with you, fine, but you just want to have it just to make sure that if they do decide to take points, they don't have to undertake points off from your work. Okay. Okay, can I move this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so let's consider these questions. Simplify. Let's do with the first one together. Nancy, you get your calculator ready?
I don't know.
Pardon?
Everything's fine.
Everything far? Okay. Well, that's good. Okay, so let's consider this question. Let's simplify it. So we have 1 over 2, which is a half, and it's multiplied by 3 minus 2x. Okay, so that's the idea here. Okay, so, well, first thing we're going to do here is that we are going to do what? Can someone tell me?
Multiply the everything in bracket by 1/2.
Very good. Multiply everything in bracket by 1/2. So you're going to take, and the reason that's the case because we can't do nothing with this bracket here. 3 and 2x are unlike terms. We can't do anything with it. So we have to multiply the 1/2 by the 3 over, so we have to multiply 1/2 by 3. And so if we multiply 1/2 by 3, let me just do it on this side. So if we multiply 1/2 by 3, we know we're talking about 3 over 1. So that's going to be 1 times 3, which is simply 3. And 2 times 1 is simply 2. So 1/2 times 3 is 3 over 2. Again, 1/2 times 3 is 3 over 2. Now we keep the operation minus. Next we say, well, what is 1/2 multiplied by 2x? Okay, so that's 1/2 multiplied by 2x, and you're going to put it over 1. So what is 1 times 2x? That's what?
2x.
2x.
You forgetting the minus?
No, I already put the minus.
Said 1 times
2x.
2x.
It's 2x.
Yeah, very good. 2 times 1 is?
2.
And then we could what?
Simplify.
We could simplify. We could cancel out. So it's going to be
It's going to equal to 1.
this 2. These 2's could cancel out, leaving us with just 1.
1 or x.
X.
Good. So 1/2 times 2x is going to be simply x.
X.
And so that's your answer, 3 over 2.
If I convert it to a decimal, that's okay, or it's better to keep it in a fraction?
Keep it as a fraction. There's no need to convert it to a decimal. Right? So your correct answer is 3 over 2 minus x. Okay, so let's do another one, if y'all don't mind. Do you mind another one?
No, sir.
Okay. So call this one B. Let's say we have a third multiplied by 4 minus 3x. Alright, so what would your answer be? Again, we have a third times 4 minus 3x. Anyone got an answer yet?
I have answer.
Alright, good. What is it?
I had it's equal to 4 over 2 minus x.
4 over 2? You sure 4 over 2?
I got 4 over 3 minus x.
Oh yeah, I got that. Over 3 minus x.
Yeah, certainly. Okay, so the first thing we do is that we multiply the third by the 4, and so we have a third multiplied by 4 over 1. So we know that 1 times 4 is simply 4. 3 times 1 is 3. And so we are left with 4 over 3. So this is 4 over 3. And so we have a third multiplied by 3x. Okay, so again that's a third multiplied by 3x over 1. 1 times 3x is simply what?
3x.
3x. 3 times 1 is
3.
3, and they cross each other.
we cross out each other, so we left with
X.
x. This is going to be minus x. Alright. Any questions on that?
Yeah. Why you remove your negative sign?
Because really and truly, right? We already accounted for it, right? Because this is subtraction sign. And so I just put it back there. I don't want to be bothered with it when I'm multiplying. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. All right, so next up we have okay, so good. Good, right? Oh, we're still writing.
What's up?
Conrad, how are you?
Hey, good.
All right, that's good.
I finished.
All right. So next up is all right. So let's continue with this. So let's do B. See what B has for us. When you're looking at B, what's the first thing that comes to your mind that we need to do for this one?
Categorize. Put all the
Put together like terms.
Put together like terms, yeah.
Gather the like.
Put together, gather, combine, group. Same thing, Miss Cooper. You have an extra.
I know, I just want to be extra.
Pardon?
Just want to be extra.
Oh, okay. We had a whole hour of silence. And I was like, man, where's Miss Cooper?
Personally, my laptop and phone was there. I had nothing to do in classroom.
What? Wow. I had to make an emergency call. I was like, what's happening? And there you are in the flesh. I know I miss you. I'm so glad that you're back. All right. Nancy say, Miss Cooper, I could take a break now.
See, the task of always speaking is a bit difficult.
It's difficult, but
the professional.
she's
So
kudos to her, man. She is.
I gotta applaud you.
Yeah, definitely, man. At least I know I talking to someone. You know what I mean? 19 minus s is going to be, so we got to group the s's together. So 19s minus s. Then we got to group the t's together. So it's going to be I'm gonna take the whole side, and I'm also gonna, let me make sure you see exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking the whole negative t, the whole of negative t. All right, taking that, all of that, and I'm bringing it down. So negative 60 rather. Negative 60, taking the whole thing. And then I'm taking the whole positive 5t, bringing it along with the sign. So positive 5t. Okay, that's pretty. Red and blue. Okay, so next we have 19s minus s. What is that? 19s minus s.
18s?
Just
18s, yeah.
18s. And then we have negative 60 plus 5t. It's going to be what?
Negative t.
Negative 1t, or simply negative t. All right, so very good. Any questions on that?
No, sir.
All right, that's good. All right, so please send a picture of it to me. Very good. Very good notes, Miss Bodie. Let me just show you all something. This is notes highlight of the week, right? It goes to Jacqueline Bodie. Look at this. It's this thing with. See how neat that is, right? Nice stuff, right? I hope you don't mind, Miss Bodie, me showing your work.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, pretty stuff. Pretty notes. Now, Miss Cooper, is this? Oh boy, Miss Cooper, I ain't show this.
No need to.
Yeah, I ain't show this one. All right.
Why don't this be us you throw under the bus though?
What?
Thank you.
No, y'all my good students. I only can do that with y'all. I don't show y'all under the bus. Y'all just get the good from me as well. And that's what you say, Nancy, a while ago.
Right.
I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with Bgcse.
Right.
Because whatever this is, I have no clue what it is.
You have no clue? Y'all didn't do.
No, I'm in the 7th grade.
Yeah, y'all haven't done. Grouping of like terms, unlike terms.
No.
Oh, that's good. It's good that you're inside this class. That means you get a chance to learn. That's good. All right. So by the
I wish
time.
I was still in 7th grade.
That's.
7th grade was a good time.
Boy, 7th grade. Boy, for real, 7th grade. Man, not another care in the world. Not a care in the world. All right. Okay, so here we have 5w times w to the third power times 3. 5w times w to the third power times 3. And so for this one, we have 5w times w to the third power times 3. Any ideas or suggestions on how we're going to do this?
Still working for like terms.
Like terms? This is multiplication, so we don't have to worry about like.
What I would do is I would times the 5 by 3 and then times w by w to the cube.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we need to take 5 and multiply it by 3. So 5w times 3 is going to be what?
15W.
15W. Again, 5W times 3 is 15W multiplied by W to the third power. Now, if we have 15W times W to the third power, what are we going to do? What is this?
Add the powers.
The powers. So W times W to the third power is equal to what?
W to the fourth power.
W to the fourth power. W to the fourth. Okay? Because you add the powers. This is to the power of 1. This is to the power of 3. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So it's going to be 15 times W to the fourth. And so that's the correct answer here. Fifteen times W to the fourth power. Okay. Any questions on that? Alright, so can I take a picture? Right now, take a picture. Send it to me, please. Right. Okay. Oh, time flew tonight. Time really flew. Honestly. Thank you, Mikkel. Thank you, Ms. Cooper.
You're showing the biology.
Oh, sorry. No, I just.
The leafy, I understand. That's cool. Speaking of biology.
Speaking of. How far are you in it?
I'm actually doing pretty good, like I'm actually really good. I said some papers and I marked them myself with this thing, and I was ever good at biology, so
That's good. If you, like I said to you, if you run out of past papers, that you already done, because I know that he only do a limited.
Yeah, but it's a lot to the limited.
It's a lot. Okay, right then. So
by next week, and then the next week I should be done because I'm trying to get up to the paper 5s too.
Yeah.
Because I think we're sitting in paper 5.
Yeah. Should.
So I'm familiar with the questions they're gonna ask because I could remember some from last year, but I just wanna, be more prepared compared to last time.
Certainly. I like that you're confident with bio. I hope you gain the same confidence with language.
That ship has just sunk the bottom of the ocean.
We in March,
I was supposed to ask you, how do you practice the reading the reading comprehension? How you have the past papers online? You would just read them and just answer the questions, basically.
Okay, that's what we can do. I think that we have to do some reading comprehension papers because next month is y'all exam. So so we have to do some reading comprehension for English, and we have to do some paper ones too because paper 1 is your first exam. That one will be continuous writing. So we have to do some more of that, especially for English. So if not this week, next week, I'm hoping that we could begin doing the reading comprehension because that would be good for y'all. Seeing how we answered in live and seeing the questions involved in it. I think that's appropriate. All right, so we need to cover more ground with that. Okay. All right, so it says
I get answer.
what the
I
answer is.
have p to the fifth.
Say it again.
8p to the fifth.
8p to the fifth. 8p to the fifth. That sounds
I got that too.
got that too. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. So 27, sorry, 24p to the 7 divided by 3p squared. That's going to be equal to, first thing we divide the 24 by the 3. And 24 divided by 3 is what?
8.
8, certainly. Next, we know if it has the same base, and we divide them, what could we do to the powers?
Subtract the powers.
Subtract the powers.
Subtract them.
Yeah, so it's going to be 7 minus 2. So it's going to be equal to 8p to the 5th power. Okay, and so that's what we get right now. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, that's good. So next up is, okay, so let's do these angles. You know, these always come. So 14a, write down the triangle. Sorry, yeah, write down this figure, and we need to figure out a and b. So that's the interesting part about this one. But this one should be familiar territory though. Should be. Okay. Alright, so it says here, calculate the size of the lettered angles. Calculate the size of the lettered angles. And so we have here, well, A easy. What is A?
50.
50.
How do you know that's A is 50?
Vertically opposite. Vertically opposite.
Yes, very good. A and 50 are vertically opposite angles, and vertically opposite angles are equal. So A is 50 degrees. 50 degrees. So A is 50 degrees. Trying to figure out B now. But B is.
Would you? Sorry.
Go ahead.
And they said 2 and 3
No,
angles equals triangle.
Say it again.
I was saying, like, would you like work out the 50 and the 95 to get the angle? You know, the angle with vertically opposite to the B. That's how you could like know what B is.
Very
Like
good.
if you work out, yeah.
Very good. So what is this angle? How do we get this one?
You add the 50 and the 95 and then subtract it by 180.
Very good. Because we know that angles in a triangle, the sum of them is equal to 180. And so if we add up all these angles, they should give us 180. And so, and also too, we know that if this is B, this is also vertically opposite to that. And so this is also B. Okay. So that means that B is going to be equal to 180 minus, we have to add these two and then subtract them from 180 to get B. So that's going to be 180 minus 50 plus 95.
35 degrees.
And so it's going to be 180 minus what is 50 plus 95?
145.
145.
Yes, 145. It's going to be equal to what? It's going to be equal to what?
35.
35. Good. Now you see Miss Bodhi, they did us a favor again. They put the degree sign. See, so
Yes, I saw that.
so you know, we don't have to stress ourselves with putting the unit, but in case where they don't do it, be sure to put it in.
Very good.
See, they want you all to pass. The question is, do you want to pass?
They helping us pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I always say, math is easy, don't make it hard. Right, Miss Cooper?
Totally.
All right. All right, next up is all right, so let's do this one. Wow, for this paper, this paper, they really testing y'all on y'all stuff. They really making sure y'all know. So let's see this one. So this is B. For B, they want us to figure what is X and Y. What is angle X? What is angle Y? Now, anyone have any guess for angle X? What would angle X be?
I think it's 72.
180 minus 72.
No.
It ain't just 72.
It's 72. Why?
Alternate angles are equal.
Very good, Miss Cooper.
But on the angles that's only in the inside, it's the same? Like right underneath 70? Oh no, never mind, sorry.
Yeah, so Miss Cooper made a very important observation. So notice, right, we have this thing look like a Z, right? Or a S, right? So this is what we're looking for. Okay, and so we have to look for this angle in here and the angle in here. And so the idea is that these two angles, this angle and this angle, they're equal to each other, right? And so X is equal to 72 degrees because these are alternate angles, and alternate angles are equal to 72 degrees right there. Let me just show you what I mean using an external example. So this is going to be what are we looking for? Alternate angles. Okay. And so we see, this is another example. This is a good example of it. I think it's a perfect example of it. That these are what we call alternate angles. So this and this, if this is A, degrees is also A. They're the same. What else do we have? Where else do we see it? I want them to actually form the S. No. This is also it.
You have to draw the S.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes in certain pictures they have it.
You say that's a Z.
Yeah, I mean yeah, it's a Z really. Okay, I think this very good. This one draw it in for us. Good. It's a Z, yeah, it's a Z shape. We can often spot interior. They call this one. Yeah, we can often spot interior alternate angles by drawing a Z shape. Okay, so this is the idea here.
That's the one we write in school.
Say it again.
That's the one we write in school.
Oh, that's one that you wrote in school?
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, sir.
Okay. You trying to turn me into a mom already?
Sorry.
Good, alternate angles. And so this is how we spot them. Very important observation. This and this are equal to each other. Alright. This one is harder to see. You have to be very keen at seeing them. I like that they gave this one. This one is a very weird yet useful example. This one is good. You can see it because this is the um, bottom left, top right. Okay, bottom left, top right. Okay, and they form a Z shape. Nice looking Z. And so this is 72 degrees. Now, what will Y be? What will Y be?
180 minus 72.
How did you get that?
Oh, we talking to Y now.
Pardon?
How did you know to use 180 minus 72?
Because of the line, whereas one of the formulas you showed us, I don't remember the name, whereas when two of those are, when the line get intersecting between the two lines, it's 180.
It's 180. I wish you remember the name.
No, I remember the formula, I don't remember the name.
Well, okay. The idea here is that we could. There's several ways to do it. Like my teachers say, there's different ways to skin a cat. But if this is 72 and we consider this angle here, what would that angle be?
72.
72, right? And so if we consider angles on a straight line at a common point, they must be equal to
180.
180. So y and 72 must be equal to 180. And so because angles on a straight line at a common point equals to 180. And so that's how we know it's 180 minus 72. Okay, again, we know that 72 and this angle here is the same because they're vertically opposite. And we know that y and 72 must add up to 180 because they're on a straight line, all right, and they add a common point. And so the answer is going to be 180 minus 72, which is what?
108.
108. 108.
108. 108. Okay. Any questions for me?
Okay.
All right, so take this down, take the question down, and send me the picture, please. Now, there are a lot of you who are not sending in the notes. Please do so. That's the only way I can know that you are participating in the class, besides hearing your voice. So please send in the notes for me. Thank you, Ms. Rackley.
I can't send it right now because my way on the phone.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Mikkel. Thank you, Ms. McDonald. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Ms. Bodie. Thank you, Frenago McPhee. The rest of you, please send in the notes for me. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Dylan. All right, so let's continue with this. All right. All right. Okay, so moving right along. Okay, so this one is just a bunch of, you know, of application questions. Hopefully we can get through all of them. Have we done this paper before? I feel like we've done this paper before. I feel like we did this paper before, you know. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We did paper 1, 2016. Yes, we have. Yeah, we have. Okay.
So we doing my question again.
We don't have to. We don't have to. For those who were here earlier, I mean, it was last year. So, you know, I mean, if you still have your book, you could consider it, but you could go to 2019. Paper 3. Let's see. All right, 2019, paper 3. This is a good one. It's also a good one. I definitely don't want to start doing any graphing. Functions, nice. I don't want to do something that could take too long. Sets. Functions. This functions, no vectors. Oh, this is nice. I like this one. We could do this one. All right. For those who are doing Bgcse, this is paper 3, 2019. Paper. Question number 7. Okay, so let's see how this one goes. The sum of the first n natural numbers is given by the formula. So this is the formula for the natural numbers. For the first, this is very important. This is a very neat formula, right? The formula basically is saying that if we take, okay, give me the first 3 natural numbers. The first 3 natural numbers. Tell me the first 3 natural numbers.
Right?
1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Very good. Give me the first 4 natural numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Say it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me the first 5 natural numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I were to say add the first two natural numbers, what would your answer be?
3.
3. Good. If I say add the first three natural numbers, what would your answer be?
Add the first three.
Add the first three natural numbers.
6.
So
6.
the first three natural numbers would be 1, 2, and 3, right? And so if I say add them, that'll give you what? That'll give you 6.
6.
The first four natural numbers, if I say add them, that'll be what? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Add them up, so it's going to be 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 6, and then 4 is 10, right? And so what this formula does, right? This formula gives us the sum of the first whatever amount of natural numbers that we add. So for example, if we want the sum of this is the first 4, right? And this is the first 3. If we could use this formula, and this formula is going to tell us what is the sum of the first. Let's do the first 3. We know the answer is 6. So that means here n is 6. So it means that n is 3. So s is going to be equal to 3 multiplied by 3 plus 1 open bracket 2. And so it's going to be 3 times, what is 3 plus 1?
4.
4 all over 2. What is 3 times 4?
12.
12 all over 2. What is 12 divided by 2?
6.
6. Exactly what we got, right? So if you want to figure out what is the sum of the first 3 natural numbers, right? Instead of adding 1, 2, and 3, you could use this formula, and it could tell you what is the sum of the first 3 natural numbers, which is 6. Now, if you wanted to figure out what is the sum of the first 4 natural numbers, what is the answer? Sum of the first 4 natural numbers.
Oh, it's 10.
10, right? Now, what this formula says is that you don't have to add these up. All you need to do is use this formula, and you'll get 10. So we want the sum of the first 4 natural numbers. So instead of using 3, we'll use 4. So before open bracket 4 plus 1 divided by 2. It's going to be 4 open bracket. What is 4 plus 1?
5.
5 divided by 2. And what is 5 times 4?
20.
20. And what is 20 divided by 2?
10.
10. Okay, 10. And so there we have it. 10. You all get it?
Yes, sir.
That's not what's happening. So the idea is that we could use the formula, and instead of adding up the first 4 natural numbers, we could just use the formula and get it. Instead of adding up the first 3 natural numbers, and instead of adding it like that, we could just use the formula and we get 6. So the formula is going to be a nice way for you to find out what is the sum of the first n natural numbers. And the reason why this is useful, because if we wanted to figure out what is the sum of the first 50 natural numbers, one way to do it is we could add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 50. That's one way. Or we could just use this formula. Okay, now which way you think is the easiest?
Formula. I ain't got all day.
Exactly, the formula, right? And so that's why, but I mean, the formula is incredible. I mean, who thought about this formula, right? And I could leave that for homework for you all to figure out who figured out this formula, right? The formula for the first n natural numbers. And there's a nice story behind it. I don't know. I hope that you could find the story also behind it about how his teacher. We don't spill the beans, but it's a nice story behind how he figured out this formula. And it's an interesting formula. Like this formula is going to give us the sum of the first n natural numbers. If you want the sum of the first 50, 51, without going through adding all of these, right? We could just use the formula. And so they're saying, hey, okay, use the formula to find out the sum of the first 50 natural numbers. And so here, our n is going to be 50. And so we're going to use the formula as A to figure out this, the sum of the first n natural numbers. So let's do that. So A. So S is going to be equal to, this is the answer for A, by the way. So S equals 2. Remember what our n is. What is our n?
50.
50.
Okay, so that's the amount of natural numbers that we're adding. So 50, open bracket. Remember n is 50. It's going to be 50 again. Plus 1. The thing about it is that this person, he developed this formula while he's still in school. So
Oh,
I can't tell you that's your homework.
man, I tell you.
What's the name of the formula?
That's another thing you have to figure out, eh? All right. 50 times 50 plus 1. What's 50 plus 1?
51.
51. You haven't done this paper yet, right? I hope you haven't. I'm sure.
No, sir.
All right, 50 times 51 is what?
2550.
2550.
2002.
Over 2. And so divided by 2 is going to give us what?
1275.
Now just put the calculator down.
She doing this with her head. Miss Cooper.
That's what we no way.
Nancy, tell the truth and shame the devil.
Pardon me?
Nancy, say that.
I did nothing to I just kind of eyeballing what you say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I didn't know what people said though.
say it again?
I didn't know what she said about my calculator.
Oh, see, they put the calculator down.
Okay, now I get the answer.
What you get, Miss Cooper? 12 years later.
I get the same as Miss Betty. You know that was too fast.
All right. Good. You know we have to go Nancy speed in these questions. Nancy ain't got no time to play. All right. Can I move?
Serious? Yes, I got it.
Okay. Okay, so the amount of natural numbers that add up to give us 210. And this is for 5 points. Why? It's crazy. Do we have time to do it? We don't. Oh my goodness.
Please, Miss
They look interesting for once. I could actually admit.
Say it again.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's 5 points. I know that I can take 2 minutes to explain. So when we come back, in fact, do it for homework. Try it. So that's the homework. Make sure that you figure out who invented this formula for finding the sum of the first n natural numbers. And what's the story behind it? It's a nice, interesting story. And then figure out how to do B. And then we're gonna do it. That's what we're gonna begin with next class. All right. So that brings us to the end of. Is that it? This is the end of math. So for those who have to leave now, make sure you could leave now. But for those of us who are staying for health science and general science, this is our time to shine.
Alright, good night.
Nancy, let's see.
Did you say health? General? Health or general?
We starting with general first. Then we move into health.
Is Potato call my name?
Yeah, I call in him. I call in him because.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I need to stay up first.
You don't need to stay here for.
I need to stay up outside.
Oh, okay, but we doing general first.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I did call in here because I'm considering doing multiple choice questions, and it may be of value to you seeing that you do in biology. And I have seen them repeat. I literally saw them put a general science question in a biology paper, like the exact question. And so, if you want to stay, Nancy, you can stay. Otherwise, you can depart.
I see your Twitter podcast is 77, but it's 82.
Okay, so.
All right.
No, it's up to you. It's totally up to you because you might have to do something important. So if not, you can stay back for our general. Because like I say, they do bring back they repeat the same questions even on biology, interestingly enough.
Well, I'll just be here with you.
This one is anyone could participate. It's a good one because we're doing multiple choice questions. So let's see. That's a 14. Let's see how this looks.
That's petite. So 8:30, I could be back, right?
No, because you missed the whole hour.
That's petite. I ain't going nowhere. I be on the class, but that's not my laptop.
All right then. All right. Okay, so this is 2014. Give me one moment. All right, so first question. Which label structure is the vacuole?
C. B.
C.
C. What is
C.
it?
C. C.
C?
Yeah.
Who says C?
Nathan.
Nathan says C. Any other question? Any other answers?
I think B.
You think B? Remember, a plant has a large vacuole, right?
That was a plant?
The plant cell.
Yeah, it have the walls.
You see the cell
Cell
wall?
wall.
Big cell
They
wall.
fall for that.
Big cell wall structure. Do you see that? You see how well structured and well formed that is? This is too small to be the vacuole. Plants have a large vacuole, so
I didn't know it was a plant cell because you know what? Never mind. I just realized.
okay. So what is B actually?
The nucleus.
The nucleus. C is the vacuole. What is D pointing to?
The cytoplasm.
The cytoplasm. Very good. And what is A pointing to?
Mitochondria.
Let's see. It could either be the chloroplast or mitochondria. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell, but it looks to me like the chloroplast.
You say A? What is A?
I think A is the chloroplast.
A is like the mitochondria.
I don't think it's mitochondria, even though, because either be either mitochondria or chloroplast. but it doesn't shape like the. I mean, it has an oval shape like the mitochondria, but what doesn't give it away is that you see those lines. See those lines? It look like lines in the mitochondria has
A
like
wiggly line.
you have a wiggly line. So,
Yeah, it does.
so you know, this wouldn't be a mitochondria. But they should have drawn in the mitochondria because we need that in there. Anyway, Deshaun. Okay, the game is on tonight. All right, so let's go back to this chemistry thing. Keep on showing up. Okay, good. So you see what Mr. Batidas be doing in his spare time? All right, hope you see.
Put in the work.
All right, and I already take my stuff. So my students ask me, Mr. Petit, what do you do in your spare time? Like, I have to prepare your
Studying.
homework. Which characteristic of living things obtains and uses oxygen to produce energy?
Respiration.
D.
Obtains,
D.
obtains and uses oxygen.
Respiration.
Yeah, you need, that's respiration. That's D. Number 2 is D.
H2.
Alright, so just write the number and the letter for the night. Write the number and the letter. You have time to write the question. And put the year that we're doing. 2014 Bgcse, paper 1. So, which formula shows the molecule of water?
B.
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 H2O, very good. Which cell protects the human body from disease?
D.
Who said D?
D.
Gabriel.
D. D is the white blood cell. What is C?
Cardiac muscle.
The smooth muscle.
Smooth muscle. Smooth muscle. You're very good at this, Gabi. And what is B?
Red blood cells.
What does red blood cells?
To move circulation of blood through the body.
Transport oxygen.
Transport oxygen throughout the body. Very good. What is this one?
The sperm cell.
Sperm cell.
Sperm cells.
Sperm cell.
Responsible for
Reproduction.
what specifically though?
Diffuse, like with gametes, right? Like diffuse.
Fertilizing what?
The
The ovary. Okay. The egg cell. Alright. Which substance give the plant its green color? Chlorophyll. Very good. Alright. The diagram shows a food chain. Which organism is a first level consumer?
The bird.
First level consumer would be B.
Red or rock.
First level.
Or C.
B.
Or D.
No, B is the correct one for this one. Because they say first level consumer. Okay, is this one. A consumer is someone who does what?
Eats. It eats
the rat eat the plant, and then the snake they eat the rat, and then the bird eat the snake.
Yes. So this is the first level consumer, right? In biology, we call this the primary consumer, right? And then we call this one the secondary consumer, and we call this one the tertiary consumer.
Treasury.
So this is the first level one. B.
I said doing biology yet, you know.
Yeah, this is general science too.
B. Ecodermata.
So, to which group does this animal belong to?
Ecodermata.
That's true. Echinodermata. This is a what?
Starfish.
Starfish. Which ecosystem is not a marine habitat?
Pine forest.
Yep.
Pine forest.
Oh, that's true, because when you say marine means what?
Water.
In the water. In the water. Okay, so the correct answer is B. Which science includes the study of the structure of and the properties of matter?
I believe physics.
Physics,
No,
chemistry,
chemistry.
Chemistry.
Chemistry. The study and the structure and properties of matter is chemistry. All right. Number 10.
Physics are numbers, right?
Say again.
Physics is numbers, right?
No. That's more economics and finance. Physics deals with like it deals with forces and motion, right?
Yeah, calculations. Yeah, really.
Yeah, but when you say,
That's number.
I mean, yeah, numbers. It does. I mean, so does math. But to distinguish physics, we really talking about forces in motion, pushes and pulls.
Molecules.
Molecules is more like chemistry. But physics, forces, work done, power, electricity, magnetism, all them stuff. That's physics. Okay. All right. Which component of this soil sample contains particles that weigh the least?
B.
What is these things?
Would it be B because I sound or clear?
Say it again.
A because it's on top.
Obviously A because it's on top.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. A because it's on top, right? So the one that weigh the heaviest in the rocks, it'll fall at the bottom. So this is actually a soil, right? A soil sample that they allow to sit, and when they allow it to sit, the things that are heaviest go to the bottom, and it basically organizes itself in layers based on its weight, right? And so the one that is the least is going to be the one that weigh the least is going to be A, right? All right. So the diagram shows this is number 11. The diagram shows a ruler used to measure length. How long is the fish? Take your time.
9.5 inches or centimeters.
3.5.
9.5 centimeters.
C.
Very good. Who said C?
40.
I say
Very
C.
No, you said 9.5, which is not C.
It was close. Boy.
See, the reason is that you have to be very careful. They didn't start it at 0. So if they started at 0 and they ended here, it would be 9.5. But what they did is they started at 3.5 and they ended at 9.5. And so what you had to do, you had to subtract, right? So you had to subtract. So let me boom. You had to take away. They say maths and everything. So what you had to do is we had to take away 9.5 because this rate is 3.5, right? 3.5, and this right here is 9.5. Sorry, it's terrible.
Oh, the reason why I say 9 is because it stopped at 9. I didn't even see that it was in the middle of the ruler.
Yeah, it is in the middle. That's why I say be careful before you answer. So 9.5 minus 3.5. And so 5 minus 5 is 0. And 9 minus 3 is
6.
6. And so we're dealing with 6 centimeters. Okay, so be careful right there. All right. Okay, so let's move on. It's number 12. At what temperature does water freeze on a Celsius scale?
32.
100.
32.
100.
Freeze. Water freeze.
Oh, 0.
0 degrees.
0.
0. Are we good?
That's boiling temperature is 100 degrees.
And so water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. The diagram shows a process taking place in the leaf. So we have sunlight, carbon dioxide, water goes in, food is the result. Oh my goodness. What is the name of this process?
Absorption.
German photosynthesis.
Exactly. Photosynthesis. Please. This is a question everybody should get right. This is photosynthesis. Remember photosynthesis, we need what? Sunlight.
Yes.
Right?
Carbon dioxide.
We need carbon dioxide.
Water.
Water. And then the result is going to be food.
You have students who in the 11th grade missed class and they didn't get that.
I think that for persons who stayed back, they are usually junior school. And even if so, some, we're at different levels. And so just like how you could get questions wrong, other persons could get it wrong too. Right, Gabby? Exactly. Okay, so number 14. Mr. White places several drops of food coloring into a beaker with water. The results are shown in the diagram. What process is Mr. White demonstrating?
Mixing or absorption.
Diffusion.
Diffusion.
Diffusion is the correct answer.
Diffusion.
Yeah, diffusion. Number 14. Yeah, diffusion. Because diffusion is when something moves from a high concentration to basically become to a low concentration, basically to become evenly spread out. Right? So
Now you see, I learned that yet, so you can't blame for that.
Like I say, every boy sometimes you get something wrong, sometimes you get something right. Right? That's why we're here to learn. Okay? And so diffusion is when we have substances that are from a high concentration and it spreads until eventually everything is at equilibrium. We're evenly spread out. And so this is diffusion. Okay, next up is number 15. Which substance is neutral? So the chalk has a pH of 8.
I know.
Actor has a pH of 14. And the orange juice has a pH of 5. And the water has a pH of 7. So which substance is neutral?
7. Water.
Yeah. Neutral is a pH of 7. Okay, that's neutral. Alright, number 16. Which gas is used in a fire extinguisher?
Water vapor.
Not water vapor.
No.
Carbon dioxide. Because carbon dioxide basically starves the fire. Alright, it doesn't cause it to continue. What would be the worst thing to use here?
Oxygen.
Helium.
Worst thing to use. The reason why is because oxygen would actually give life to the fire.
Killing the fire.
Yeah.
Why?
Because oxygen would help with combustion, right? And so.
But ice blow out.
Oxygen feeds the fire.
Yeah, oxygen is gonna.
Isn't it a main component of fire?
Yeah, like it helps it, right? So oxygen is going to give it life basically. So we don't want to add more oxygen. We want to put more carbon dioxide into it.
So the air you breathe out of your body, that's what they use to put fire in. Because that's carbon dioxide.
Yeah, that's carbon dioxide. What is the method of purification used to make the city water supply safe for drinking?
Distillation, maybe filtration, boiling, chlorination.
Yeah.
You add chlorine to your water.
chlorination. Okay.
Yeah.
So they use chlorine tablets to purify the water. That's one method of that's one method of purification. They use it on a big scale, chlorination. Number 18. Which gas occupies about 20% of the air?
CO2.
CO2.
Also.
Nitrogen. C.
20%.
H.
Oh,
D.
D. My body.
Oxygen. Yeah. If you look at the
O2.
chart, right? Let's look at the chart. The chart should be somewhere here. I did this here somewhere. Give me one moment. There's the chart. So the chart shows that this is the amount of air this is the amount of gases. This is the percentage of gases in the air that you breathe. So 20%, about 20% is oxygen. A very small percent is carbon dioxide, very small, 0.03. Water vapor is also there, but it's not, sorry. Water vapor is also there, but it's not that amount. It's variable, it changes. Now nitrogen, there's a whole lot of nitrogen in the air that we breathe, 78%. And then the other rest, noble gases. And so the air we breathe is going to contain about 21% oxygen. And so this right here, which gas occupies about 20% of the air, is definitely oxygen.
I have to say something.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, if you put compressed air in like a cylindrical container with fire, it can cause it to do a tornado, right?
Okay.
Wow, you not know that.
How is that relevant to what we're discussing?
You're discussing about air?
No, I didn't really find it relevant. So, just keep the facts relevant to what we're studying, okay? But thank you for sharing. Okay, so which property of air causes atmospheric pressure? Is it its compressibility, its weight, its invisibility, or its mixture of gases?
Weight.
Say it again.
Weight.
It's weight, yeah. Number 19B, its weight causes pressure. Number 20. The picture shows 4 different reactions. They love to bring this type. I bet you they can ask, I have never saw this, right? But I bet you they can ask which is a chemical chain, which is a physical chain. Let's see. C? Very good. They always ask these questions. Okay, so we have heating a marshmallow, melting ice, dissolving salt in water, passing an electric current through water to produce 2 gases. All right.
P and R. D.
So which two reactions are physical reactions? Okay.
A.
You say P and R? No, that's not
Yes,
correct.
sir.
That's not correct.
C.
Who said C?
Kennedy yourself.
Very good, Kennedy. You're right.
Yeah.
Now, when we say physical reaction, that's a reaction whereby it's reversible. And so what I mean by that is that if we melt ice, right, it becomes what?
Water.
Water. And we could always take that water and what? Put it back in the
Freezer.
fridge, and then it'll turn back to ice, right? So a strong component about physical reactions is that it is reversible. We could do it backwards.
But dissolving water isn't reversible. Dissolving salt isn't really reversible, though.
It is. I'm gonna explain to you why. There's a way to take the salt out of the water. How could we do that?
Notice this distillation.
Distillation.
We could distillation.
Filtering it.
Not filtering because it's salt. So what we have
Boil
to
it?
do is boil it. Yeah. If we boil it,
Evaporation.
yeah, evaporation. If we boil it, let the water evaporate, collect the water. Someone said distillation. Collect the water. Sorry, collect the vapor. That'll become water, and then collect the salt afterwards. Then we'll have our salt and our water back again. And so Q and R are reversible. Okay. And again, with these two, no new substance is formed, really, right? But for heat, when you heat in a marshmallow, right, like you can't reverse that. Like when you heat that and that thing fried, like you can't undo that. You can't, it is, it's burnt, heated, whatever. The same thing when it comes to passing a current through water to produce two new gases. That's another thing. Like when you're producing something new, it's chemical change. Right? So two components of chemical change is that they're irreversible and you produce something new, right? But physical changes, they're reversible. We could reverse them and nothing new is formed. Like this is still water, like still water. This is still salt and still water. Nothing new really is formed. And so that's physical changes. These are chemical changes. Okay? So the correct answer is C, R and S. R and Q rather. R and Q. Alright. The diagram shows a pair of scissors. Where is the effort applied?
Gravity.
No. Is it at A?
Mr. A.
You say A? Effort.
Friction?
No, where's the effort applied?
E?
C.
Oh, I was reading the wrong question. My bad.
Oh, you're reading this one.
E?
The effort is applied at C.
C.
Yeah. As well, when we say effort, we mean where we're gonna apply the force, right? And so that's where we're gonna apply the force such that.
Well, that's what you mean.
Yeah, so it could open or close. Okay. So that's what
I thought the answers for number 22 was the answers for number 21.
yeah, that's fine. Okay, number 22. Which force causes an object to fall to the earth?
D.
D, gravity, yes. Alright, number 23. Oh my, this question came. So a construction worker uses a simple machine to lift a pallet of 4 meters rather. The pallet weighs 30 newtons. How much work is done?
34.
34.
34.
How you get 34?
Because I added the two together.
We're trying to find work done. So work done, in order to figure what work done, we have to multiply the distance.
So it'll be 120 then.
D then.
Yes. We multiply the distance by the force. Okay? And so distance multiplied by the force is going to be 120. So the correct answer is D.
Yeah, I was going to say 120.
Yeah. Because work done is force times distance. So 120. Number 24. What is the name of the simple machine used by the construction worker to lift the pallet? So here is the construction worker. He's using a simple machine. What's the name of the simple machine?
Block and tackle.
Block and tackle pulley system.
Nope.
Move on. Single pulley.
Wait, yeah.
Movable.
So D.
D?
D. Is it C?
Someone said
Fixed pulley.
fixed.
D.
Fixed pulley.
Yeah, fixed. So the answer is B, because this doesn't move. It's a fixed pulley. Okay. So fixed pulley. Number 25. This will be our last question before we move on to health. Which atomic particle has a negative charge?
B. No, C.
B. No, wait, what?
Negative charge.
D?
Negative charge.
No,
Oh, D?
D?
D. Yeah.
D. D then.
D. What is D?
It's D out the outside.
D?
And why does D up
I
on?
really don't.
D is what? I heard it.
Electrons?
Electrons. Very
Yeah,
good.
I think it's D.
D is electrons. If we look at the atom,
Yeah, it's out of.
we look at the atom, right? We see that we have the electrons on the outside. The electron is the one that has the negative charge. Then we have these two in the middle. The proton is going to have a positive charge, and then the neutron is going to have a neutral charge. That means it doesn't have any charge at all. So this is another diagram of it. The ones on the outer shell, that's the electrons. They contain a negative charge. The positive charges are going to be the protons, and then these ones are going to be the neutrons with no charge. So this is the diagram of an atom. Another one again. The negative ones are the electrons on the outer shell. Okay? So the correct answer is D. Alright, so that's us for general. Now we're going to do some questions for health science. So the same year, 2014. Okay. Good. So,
Is it time for language? I mean health?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, so
Time for health.
say English.
Alright. So which structure in the human body are made up of different tissues combined to carry out a specific function?
A, cells.
Systems.
Cells.
No.
Maybe cells.
Systems.
No.
Organs.
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 Yeah, because remember, cells make up what?
Tissues.
Tissues.
Tissues make up
Organs.
Organs.
and organs make up
Systems.
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 and systems make up the entire
The
body.
body.
So
Organism.
yeah, so which structures in the human body make up different tissues? That'll be organs. Or made up of rather different tissues, that would be organs. Okay, so a sprain is caused by a torn or scratched ligament. Alright, this injury occurs in which body system?
Skeletal.
Skeletal system.
Skeletal system.
Yep, skeletal system. Alright, next question. In the human body, sense organs contain cells that are sensitive to stimuli. Which sense organ contains sensitive cells?
Skin.
D, the skin. Skin cells. Because heat, like the sunlight, stove, your skin feels that. So for this one, just write the question. Just write the number and the letter for me, please. And make sure, note that we are doing Health Science 2014, paper 1.
Mr. Betty, we are ready answers?
The number and the letter, please. Understand? So let me show you how to add up. So what I'm saying is, add up as the following. Today's what?
I don't have the phone still.
Okay, no problem. So this is going to be the 15th of March, Health Science. And this is going to be last paper 1, 2014. And so number 1 was B. Number 2 was D. Number 3 was D. And number 4, I guess I can be on number 4 now. That's how I want you to head it up.
Oh, Mr. Potato.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. I gotta head out, so I'm gonna say good night.
Yes, no problem. Thank you so much for staying on.
No problem.
Okay, so in the human body, sense organs. Oh, we did that. Number 4 now. The diagram below represents a human cheek cell. Which row in the table? Someone mic is on. Please, if you're not speaking, mute your mic.
A.
Sorry, let me read it first, please.
C.
Let me read it first, please. The diagram below represents a human cell. No, sorry, that's fine. The diagram below represents a human cheek cell. So we have P, we have Q, we have R. Which row in the table gives the correct name to each part of this cheek cell?
C.
C.
Can I read it? My goodness, can I at least finish read the options? Come on, people.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that.
So A, nucleus, cytoplasm, and cell membrane. B, cytoplasm, nucleus, and cell membrane. C, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Or D, cytoplasm, cell membrane, and nucleus.
C.
C.
C. So they're saying C. Is C correct?
Mom,
Yes.
C.
C.
C, because P is the cell membrane. Kennedy, which type of cell is this? Plant or animal?
C.
Yeah, C. But I mean,
I know what it is.
Kennedy, which type of cell is this? Plant or animal?
This is an animal cell. Yeah.
Good. So P is the cell membrane. Q is the cytoplasm. Yep. The jelly-like material that covers the cell. And R is the nucleus. Okay. Which branch of science has health rules to keep the body and environment healthy?
Hygiene.
Hygiene. Hygiene.
Hygiene, yeah. Remember we talked about that extensively?
Yes, sir.
The only notes Miss Cooper, no, the only homework Miss Cooper did.
Wait a minute. For number 4, all of them had the same thing though. Oh, you're supposed to do that in order.
Number 4?
All of them have the same answers. Oh, you're supposed to do it in order.
It's supposed to be according to what is the right thing. So, for example, P is not the nucleus, so it cannot be A. You know what I'm saying? And P is not pointing to the cytoplasm, so it cannot be A. P is pointing to the cell membrane. That's why C is correct. Okay, very good question. Which is more likely to cause an unhealthy condition in the human body? Is it a balanced diet, growth, lack of exercise, or pathogens?
Pathogens.
C.
Lack of exercise.
Pathogens. More likely.
Yes.
More likely. Pathogens. What are pathogens?
I don't know.
Viruses.
Pathogens is that which cause disease. So they are going to be the things which cause you to get sick, like bacteria and foreign invaders, basically. Okay. And people get sick more from foreign invaders than they get sick from lack of exercise. Although lack of exercise also does do it, but pathogens does it quicker. All right. And it's more prevalent. Number 7. A normal human body temperature is recorded. Which is the correct body temperature?
98.6.
90. Pardon?
Which is the correct body temperature?
98.6.
98.6.
Very good. Someone said that. That's correct. 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's how you know if these machines working too. You know, if they give you a reading, as you give the reading, and things say 66.8 You say, well, if there's this thing, right?
Sick.
Don't
You're
worry about it.
dying.
No, sometimes the machine is not be working, and they just have it there for show.
Gotta be Celsius.
So, anyway, let's move forward. Number 8. Which one of these is located in the cranium?
D.
D. Very good. Because this is
Brain.
Brain.
brain. This is the what?
The heart.
Brain.
Heart. This is the what?
Stomach.
Stomach.
The what?
Lungs.
Lungs. Very good.
Lung.
Which is the function of the synovial fluid?
The
Pushing the fetus in the womb.
Not the not the cushion fetus.
A. Z.
Lubricates joints in the skeleton. Yes. So the synovial fluid is going to lubricate the joints, so that to reduce friction. Okay. So that they wouldn't rub. Okay. So synovial fluid. Just to show you an example. Synovial.
That's like in the ball and socket, something like that.
You can see right now. So it reduces friction. So this is a good example. You see that? The fluid is there to prevent the friction of these two bones. You imagine if they was rubbing against each other like that?
But your leg would hurt every day.
More than that, eventually you would have no leg. Because
You can hear in that movie.
Yeah. And so, thank God for the synovial fluid. Okay. Next up. Alright, number 10. What kind of injury is located in this diagram? Is shown in this diagram.
C. Fracture.
That's correct. A fracture. The bone is actually broken. Okay? Like literally broken in two.
I was going to say dislocation.
No. Dislocation just means
When it's moved.
Which of these is a contagious disease?
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis, very good.
Tuberculosis.
The diagram represents the human backbone. Which structure is protected by these bones?
Lungs.
What?
No, scratch that.
Hold on.
Spinal cord.
Spinal cord.
Yes.
Oh, God, I'll be saying lungs.
Oh my gosh.
This protects the spinal cord. What protects the lungs anyway?
Kids.
Wow. What protects
Y'all
the
got
brain?
me saying lungs.
The cranium.
The cranium. Yeah.
Cranium.
Y'all funny boy. Say lungs.
Lord.
Oh, wow. I mean, just talking about that yesterday.
My excuses, my messing with teeth, man.
The crowd wisdom. We talked about that yesterday. It's not right to follow the crowd. And we talked about that yesterday in English class.
Yeah, what?
I'm telling you. What is the difference between the total number of temporary teeth and the total number of permanent teeth?
Hold on, but you skip a question.
C.
I did.
C.
Let's do this. Number 13, sorry. What is the name of an individual bone found in the backbone?
Vertebrae.
Very good. What is the difference between the total number of temporary teeth and the total number of permanent teeth?
C. 12.
C.
What is the number of permanent teeth and what's the number of temporary teeth?
30. It is
20 and 32.
Yeah.
Okay. Should be
here. PowerPoint.
You're something else, So there are 32 adult teeth in total, which is what? 12 more than in the what? The baby set. Okay? So 12 more. So the correct answer here is definitely 12C. The diagram shows the internal structure of a tooth. Questions 15 and 16 are based on this diagram. Which letter points to the dentine?
M?
L.
L, sorry.
Close up.
M. I was M.
M. Yes, M.
I was right then.
M. So the dentine is this one. You can always see through. So this is a diagram showing the teeth. This is the enamel, right? And this right here is the dentine. Okay, that's what we're looking for. This is the pulp. Sorry, this is the gingiva, and the blood vessels and we call that the pulp. All right. And then this is the bone. We have the crown of the teeth, then the neck of the teeth, then the root of the teeth that keeps it implanted inside the gum. And so the dentine, go ahead, someone had a question.
When the teeth come out of your mouth, right, how come you don't see the veins or stuff like that?
I mean, you should
Like if it cracked.
you should see blood. You should see blood coming out. All right. So
But I don't know about them fans.
yeah, but them stuff is them stuff. If you look carefully, because they're small.
Because them veins like small, like right, Miss Petite.
They are very small. Yeah, they're very small, so you can't really see it. But the fact that there's bleeding indicates that there's a blood vessel there. All right. Okay, so we are right here. This is the enamel, and this is the dentine. Number 16. What type of tooth is shown in the diagram? Type
premolar.
The premolar. It's a premolar.
Molar.
Molar. Why?
Molar.
Because
it have 3 crowns.
3 of those projections, right?
Whatever those things is done.
I call them crown. I don't know.
No, not really crown.
The crown is on the top.
Yeah, the crown is on the top. The crown part.
I guess you could call it the legs. I mean, that's
You call it legs. I just call them projections because they coming out. So this is number what? 16.
They the roots.
Say roots. Number. So this is the molar. All right. What are we on now? Number 17. Which row in the table provides the correct information about a food nutrient?
Protein.
So yes.
Protein.
C. Protein is responsible for growth and repair of body tissues.
C.
Yeah, C. I'm gonna stop at number 20 and then I'm gonna call it a night. So we only have like 2 more questions. And yeah, we can stop at number 20. So why is fiber important in the diet?
Because it provides with it helps with prevents constipation.
Yeah, prevents constipation. All right. So that's why it's important to eat food that is high in fiber, so that you could be able to pass.
Like a banana.
Yeah, like banana, oatmeal, yeah, oats, nuts. Stuff like that. All right. The diagram shows some structures that make up the human digestive system. Use the diagram to help answer questions 19 and 20. P points to the what?
Esophagus.
Trachea.
Esophagus.
It's
trachea. How that could be the trachea?
The esophagus.
My bad.
Yes.
Esophagus.
Q points to the what?
Gallbladder.
What? Q is the stomach.
No.
What? The
Hold on.
liver.
Where is the stomach?
The kidney.
Q
Liver.
the liver, not the kidney.
Oh, I thought it was the kidney.
Q is the liver.
That can't be no kidney.
R is the what?
The stomach.
Stomach.
I get
This is
pancreas.
what?
Pancreas.
That's pancreas there.
Pancreas.
Pancreas
That's the
under the
pancreas.
stomach.
Did I tell you?
Then this
Large intestine.
Right.
Large intestine.
This is the what?
small
intestine.
Small intestine.
Intestine. That's not.
Which letters point to the parts of the system where peristalsis takes place?
Q,
Okay,
P, and Q.
R. Or no.
I don't know what that is, so I can't say.
I think D.
I can take a guess.
I think C.
Wait, no. C.
RSC.
C.
C.
Everything except Q.
B.
C.
So
Everything
C then.
except Q.
D.
Oh, D.
D. Nothing
That's
to
the, That's the biggest clue you ever
No,
get.
Happens in R.
too.
It happens in S and happens in T. Okay, so it's D. Peristalsis is the pushing of the
Through
fluid
some in the
through the
throat.
digestive system. That's peristalsis. Let me just show you peristalsis.
Okay, good to know.
So peristalsis,
Peristalsis.
not Paris. So oh my, yeah, good. Okay, maybe I shouldn't show this one. Sorry.
Bro.
Sorry. Oh, it still is not good. I didn't want visible peristalsis. Sorry.
I just saw a dead body.
No, you didn't. You didn't. That's right.
That's what it looked like.
No, it's not. It's not supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like this. Yeah, more like this. That's like the movement. This is good. The movement of fluid through the digestive system. So the fluid moving through, that's peristalsis. Okay.
So it helps the food to move.
Yeah, that's wave-like projection, wave-like progressions that it happens involuntary. So your body naturally does it to help the fluid move through a series of involuntary wave-like muscle contractions. All right, moving the food along. It not only happens in the esophagus, but it happens throughout the entire digestive system. That's why the food doesn't stay in the throat, but it ends up all the way in the anus. Because
I
of
have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
This isn't about the digestive system necessarily, but it's about health science. Okay, so with your tonsils, why we have tonsil stones?
Oh, I don't know. Which structure produces gastric juice and hydrochloric acid?
I think it's the liver. I think.
Gastric juice and what else they say? And
The
hydrochloric
stomach?
acid. The stomach.
The stomach?
Stomach.
Yeah.
C. R.
So R is C. Okay. Okay. So we could call it a wrap there. And I'll see you all on. We'll see you on tomorrow. God's spell at 6 p.m. So have a wonderful night and yes, sir.
Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Night.
Good night, Kennedy. Much love. Yes, someone's asking a question.
Yeah, I had to send you a mass question.
Oh my goodness, I have to drop someone. Okay, what could we do? Can we do it in class tomorrow instead of waiting till after class?
All right now.
Yeah.
That's that chance we just do, right?
Yeah, that's helped. Yeah. What happened? You wanted to be a part of it?
No, I didn't understand none of that. Like, I remember you saying general science overlaps with health.
Yeah. So you didn't understand it?
Yeah.
What? You serious? I know, true, man. Anyway, those are the basics, though. But I guess over time you get it.
No, because I wasn't in general for the post for the.
Oh, no, that's fine. We went through different papers. So we did 2014 general, and then we did 2014 out.